Have you ever been checking tires and you bounce this thing off the tire right back into your shin? Don't feel good. So Dad's grinding some hay. We'll try to get to the elevator before the line does. We only got about half a load of corn left in that bin over at Jeff's, and we're sucking it all out with a grain bag. So we'll finish that up, and then we're gonna be raking and baling later today. Short line this morning, only one in front of me to the pit. Now in a little bit I get to do my favorite job, and that's work like a dog in the bin, like I've been doing the last 2 days. Also been lifting a bunch of 60-pound bags of sackcrete, so that's been fun. Anyway, to say the least, I'm sore. Looks like I gotta pull ahead here. Now with the heat of summer, we got a special juicy word from Canadips, which is this nation's #1 product when it comes to tobacco and nicotine-free CBD pouches. A healthy alternative to people that chew and dip. And you heard that right, nicotine and tobacco-free. All it has is CBD and some great flavor. And I've heard of stories that people actually kicked their normal dip and chew, and so it certainly can make a difference. And I like to use it when I have extra pain. Like my back is sore from lifting those bags and bending over and picking up corn. And Canadips has a special deal, 30% off the Sonne Farms Summer 5-pack. You get your tropical mango, tangy citrus, and you're also super limited watermelon flavor. This elevator is a tobacco-free campus, and I ain't breaking the rules. There was a 70-year-old lady about that commented the other day. This lady said her and her husband both use it every day to help their arthritis. So it clearly helps with arthritis, inflammation, pain. Take it from that 70-year-old lady and her husband. So if you want to order yourself some, get 30% off, just hit the link below or use code SONNY at checkout. Let's dump some corn. Three days in a row. All right. That feels just a tickle faster than the other one. Oh, fancy. Plan is to rake and bale 45 acres of grass today. Hopefully it doesn't get too windy. There's a slight breeze, so that's just fine. Help it dry out a little bit more. And we've sold 22 loads of corn for the month of July, and Dad is taking in load 21. So we just got one more to do after this. It's a good start. Two of these tires are pretty new, and one of them we filled with tire jacks, so rake's been sitting there for 2-3 weeks. They're all still up. Field of grass we're baling in today is where I started a fire. Cole started the fire. Hit a chunk of concrete, made a spark, and then started burning. If you go back 2 videos, you'll see it. It's worth it. It's a good video. I'm pretty sure we have a fire extinguisher in this baling tractor, but I'm gonna put another one in there. I used one fire extinguisher on the fire the other day. By the time my fire extinguisher ran out of extinguishant, the fire was bigger, so maybe 2 extinguishers is better than 1. Just chuck that back there, that's nice. All kinds of questions over here at Sonne Farms, and one of the big ones is, Cole, what's your least favorite job on the farm? And for some reason I can never remember that it's cleaning out grain bins. And that's all the corn we have sold, good and bad, because the price is over $1 lower than the high. But at least we got some left in the bin. I don't know. I can say we did get the high at $8.20, but we certainly didn't sell it all then. It's ready to go. Few acres out here. Pretty dry. That looked like that the day we cut it. It doesn't take long for this stuff to cure when it's already halfway there, just standing in the field. Dad just took off with the last load of corn, and I'll get headed this way with the rake, I guess. Also grab myself a fire extinguisher. I don't want to burn down the countryside. Some really nice stuff. Don't know if we'll get to 3 bales an acre, which is what we'd like, but nonetheless it's going to be some good hay. We've hauled quite a bit of manure out here, thrown it out on about 30 acres of this field right here. And sometimes you get rocks and random pieces of trash in there. And we're thinking that's how we started that fire the other day. It looks like I hit a piece of concrete that maybe came from the bunks or the bunk line or something. So one thing we could do to fix that, besides walk every square foot of this and pick everything up we see, is we get our roller out and roll it. The ground is a little dry, so we don't know if it'd push it deep enough, push those rocks and hard objects deep enough into the dirt. Uncle Jeff is coming to trade off with me, and I'm gonna grab the baler and we'll start baling some hay. Don't start a fire.
Try not to.
Okay, I do have an extinguisher in there. Dang birds. Pooping on the tractor and stuff. Here we go. That's a good bale. It's a good bale. Sorry. We're racing. These rows are actually pretty nice. Gonna get quite a few bales off here. We're about 20 bales in. Dad's gotta help close Storla today. That's loud for a young lad like me. I'm sure Dad can barely hear it because he grew up with open cab tractors. And he had to blare. He says the radio was right up to his ear. He had to blare it just so he could hear it. Times have changed. So these monitors tell us how big the bale is, the diameter, and they also beep when it's time to stop. But back in the day, you see that yellow strip there and that kind of finger that's pointing at how big it is? I think that's how they used to go about knowing whether it was time to dump or not. I don't know if there was still a beep way at the beginning, but all I know is I think my previous generations can hear that beep. It's so loud right now. Looks like Uncle Jeff is done. I got about 3 or 4 more hours to go. Well, that one didn't have any net wrap on it for some reason. We're not out of net wrap. Pretty sure it told me to dump, and I dumped, and then I moved it over, and then it was bald. Bale 61. Only about a third done, I think. We're making a lot of hay. We're getting to that point where hay is getting in places and the door doesn't want to shut. And that's alright, because my tractor's getting a little, it's not getting hot, but it's getting up there, so we'll give it a little bit of a break. See, that stuff just piles up in there. So if you've never seen the inside of a baler before, this is the inside of a baler. So the hay comes in here, and then the bale is getting squeezed by these belts, and then the net wrap comes in, and then it poops it out, and that's how that works. The Brian is back and taking over. We're gonna see if we can unroll this bale here or something and bale it back up. It's eating.
Remember that song, Cole, that I took you and Sheldon to baseball game and I said, now boys, I want you to remember,
rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Yeah.
And that's Ted Nugent, and that's your song of the day.
Okay. Yeah, it was Little League Baseball. Dad was bringing me and a friend to the game, and he always listens to 93.3 Big Jim, which plays rock and roll, and so the song was playing rock and roll ain't noise pollution. And so when we got there,
I turned to him like I was going to give him some real good advice as far as the baseball game, and I said, now remember, boys, and I said, rock and roll ain't noise pollution. I feel like stuff like that kind of keeps them from getting too nervous and kind of takes your mind off the game for a little bit. What do you think?
We were like 8.
Did you win?
I don't know.
Did you hit it off the tee?
Probably. There he goes. Off into the sunset. We're up over 100 bales on that field, and the way it's going, there's going to be quite a few more. And honestly, I was thinking it was only going to be 3 bales an acre, but it might be 4. So that's definitely good because hay is something we're lacking in. Thanks for watching. Love to see you next time. Have a good one.